morning to all. I myself, Devi Krishna, is standing before you to explain about Newton's first law of motion. Newton's first law of motion states that an object will remain at rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless it is compelled to change its state by an external force. The motion of a ball falling down through the atmosphere, the motion of a model rocket being launched to space, and the motion of a kite when the wind changes are some examples of the first law of motion. The first law of motion is also known as the law of inertia. But what is inertia? The natural tendency of undisturbed objects to remain at rest or motion is known as inertia. Here are some examples of inertia. When a man jumps out of a moving train, he falls down. When we beat a carpet with a stick, dust particles come out of it. When we shake the branches of a tree, leaves start falling down. These are some examples of inertia. Inertia are mainly of three types. They are inertia of rest. The inability of a body to change its state of rest by itself is known as inertia of rest. Inertia of motion. The inability of a body to change its state of motion by itself is known as inertia of motion. Inertia of direction. The inability of a body to change its state of direction by itself is known as inertia of direction. Now, let us understand about three types of inertia with the help of a bus. When a bus starts all of a sudden, the passenger may lean backward. This is an example of inertia of rest. It is because the lower part of the body that is in contact with the bus starts moving, but the upper part is stationary. Therefore, the passenger leans backward. Similarly, when the bus stops all of a sudden, the passenger may lean forward. This is an example of inertia of motion. It is because the lower part of the passenger's body that is in contact with the bus stops moving, but the upper part is still in motion. Therefore, the passenger leans forward. Now, when the bus takes a sudden turn to the left, the passengers may be pushed to the right. This is an example of inertia of direction. It is because even if the bus has changed its direction, the passengers are still moving in the original direction due to inertia. Thus, the first law of motion states that all objects possess inertia. The mass of an object is the measure of inertia. The more mass an object has, the more inertia it has, and the more harder it will be to change the state of that object. Hope you all understood. Thank you.